Hi, if you're watching this, you have probably started a business or want to start a business, and you are probably a young man in between the age of 18 and 30, and you think you're different and want to change. And now you read all of these self-improvement books and these self-help books. You're kind of stuck. You realize that there are some good ones, there are bad ones, but in the end, what actually happens is that in your life don't move further despite reading them. In today's video, I show you 3 books that you should include into your life that you probably never heard about. Some are, one of them maybe, but not all of them. That I and a lot of hyper successful multi-millionaires and even billionaires read over and over again. And yeah, so the cool part about these 3 books is that it is not like, self-improvement books that conclude some straightforward guideline. That's most of the time the problem with that, because they are only linear in their action. You have a problem, they solve it, but they don't help you with your specific situation. And the cool thing about these 3 books is that these 3 books help you whatever situation you are in, because they cover principles and not exact techniques. What happens when you apply principles? Well, you shift your paradigm. What happens when you shift your paradigm? You shift your thought, you shift your actions, in simple terms. And these principles and truths are actually there to change your current situation and to change the situation after that. Because what maybe happened now is you probably had a goal and you achieved it and now you're stuck. Or you have a goal and you probably are about to achieve the goal, but you wonder what happened then and what book to read then. The cool part about these 3 books is you can read them in whatever stage you are over and over again, and these should be your bread and butter. Why? Basically, these are the universal truths, or actually guidelines and principles that make your life better and easier, especially when you want to become successful and basically more valuable than the average. And we start with the first thing, and that's actually my complete favorite book, and that is, when you're in the spiritual world, you maybe heard about it, and it is called the Kabbalion or the Kabbalion or however you want to name it. These are basically the Hermetic principles, and in essence, this is a 140 pages book and that only describes 7 different principles. And I can tell you this, I actually had the idea to record this video today, because I read this here again for the 7th time over the last, how long am I doing this? 3 years? 3 years. 7 times in the last 3 years, and you know what? Every single time I read that, my experience is completely different, and it is shocking. And I don't understand why, but whenever you read this, you see the world in a different way. And when you begin to read that, you think, yeah, well, you understand the whole world. Then you reach your goal, then you are stuck, and then you read this again. Then you read the book completely differently, and then you reach your goals again. Then you are stuck, and this whole cycle back again helps me to achieve greatness. And actually, I will get a tattoo this year, so this is actually manifested into my life. It in essence, these are literally some principles that when you understand them proper way, you can literally do whatever you want. You can be rich like Elon Musk, you can be athletic like LeBron James, you can be beautiful like, I don't know who's beautiful in today's world. You can do whatever you want if you understand them properly. But the problem is, understanding them properly needs you as a character to develop, and these books help you exactly how to use these principles for your success. Now let's talk about character development, because what I see in today's world, actually in this whole business space, there are a lot of scammers, and B, there are a lot of people who chase the shiny object and want to tell you the secret sauce. You know, there are always trends going up like e-com, automation, and don't get me wrong, you can make your 50, 100k a month. Okay, you can have your 10k a month with be in Thailand and only care about getting food poisoning or something like that, you know. But if you really want to become someone, and I'm actually on a journey through it, and I manifested and will be one of them, one of the big guys, I need to be that guy. From who do we learn? Well, in essence, people who are the greatest. The problem is that very successful people nowadays, like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, they don't write down their principles. Okay, of course, some billionaires like Ray Dalio literally write a book called Principles. So if you want to have principles from a billionaire and read that. But what I want you to tell in general is that if you want to become great, then you need to surround yourself with great people. But if you can't surround yourself actively in your environment with great people, then you need to read or interact with people. It is not that you need to be constantly in interaction with them. Of course, when you know billionaire and you ask a question, you get an immediate response, your growth will be faster. That's by the way an example why a mentor is so good, because you get immediate response. When you read books or you consume content, you don't get immediate response, and you need to search for this, and that takes, in essence, more time. But you can learn from the great, even though you don't have tools or the availability of greatness. Who are the most principled people in the world? Stoics. If you want to be successful, read ancient Greek philosophers. That means, again, this is by the way Seneca, letters from a Stoic. So read Seneca. In this book there is work from Plato, from Aristotle, from Xenophon, from Epictetus, from Epicurus, and more and more. If you read them, again, read them, listen to their principles, build a character that is insane. These people, because these people created and mentored the best. For example, Alexander the Great. You might know him. Alexander the Great is maybe the most influential young man in the entire history of the world. Genghis Khan is also there, but in the Western world especially, and he got mentored by Aristotle. And if he didn't get mentored in that way, he would never ever achieve greatness. And we have the blessing to read books that literally these people wrote down, and we can absorb their mind and thoughts. And it's all about just doing it. So this video was just a short one. So this book helps you to fucking at the universe. Read this 10 times. I guess in 10 years I read this 30 times, and I'm not joking about it. I literally read this 6 times. I'm now about to read this the 7th time, and I'm at page 30 or so. 13 actually. Okay, I just started. This book I read 3 times, and that's an advice I can give you on everything. This video should not be something like that, but for example, the videos I do make every Sunday, long videos. There is a lot of rubbish out there on YouTube. A lot of shiny stuff. But there are a lot of genius videos and insane videos that drive insane results. And you might notice that there are videos where you think, well, this was insane. And it helped me so much, but I could not absorb all of that. What you do then is you watch this over and over again until you understand it. And what I feel or what I see is that you only should have 1 or 2 or 3 mentors. So 3 maximum, and active mentors actually only 1 or 2. Watching videos is not an active mentorship. With active mentoring, I mean someone to talk to. But with not active, you can have 3. For example, I have 1 active. I have 1 I watch every single video from and consume every content piece about. That's actually Jeff Bezos. So whenever some video about Jeff Bezos or some principle he wrote down occurs, I listen to that. But then there are the Stoic and the Hermetic principles. So I literally bring this in one category. It is not, but if I had to choose, I would choose that here. But I in essence use the Stoics for character building stuff and this here for understanding the laws of universe. The guided mentorship for actual growth right now and actual development right now. This for character building and for understanding for the future to build the foundation, and the video consumption for entertainment and basically for thinking in the future in the long term, but with an ensemble of someone you want to become. So these here are just abstract things. The one mentor I have, for example, Jeff Bezos, is someone I assemble and I want to become like. I don't want to be exactly like Jeff Bezos, you know. He has some shit going on. I get it. But in essence what I want to do. And yeah, that was the video. The longest one, but Sunday I will drop out a 1, 2, 3 hour video. I had to think about a really deep topic because I restructured my company, and I now need to research you guys more to attract you better. And I'm now in a more competitive area, in very competitive space where a lot of big fish is swimming and a lot of scammy fish is swimming, and I now need to grow from this stinky slimy area to the big one, and I need to identify exactly what builds this bridge. But I believe in essence that real honest content and real value I provide you will help you, and that's not the shiny object, not the number of the 5 best tools or how to make 20k in 5 seconds. These are things read, and in 5 years they are in your portfolio and you don't even know that I told you about them. But what I want you is to subconsciously get you involved into, or I want your subconscious to say, yeah, he's valuable. Because not your consciousness, shiny part, brings the action, your subconscious stuff. You take action because of your subconscious. And what I will do with my valuable content is give you content that is valuable, that gives you consciousness, immediate result, and delayed results to actually help you for the future, and therefore your subconscious, or actually my valuable information, gets stored in your subconscious, and therefore it aligns with me. So I and you, we have a strong foundation. That's in essence what I want to say. That was it.